Hello, Miss
Hi
Dorothee.
there.
Hi, very nice to see you.
It's great to see you all. Thank you for inviting me and Adriana, who came up with a great idea. Thank you, Adriana.
Yes, we really like the idea. Thank you for joining. Thank you for accepting. We are so excited to have you here. It's a pleasure to for us because you gave us the opportunity to interview for this interview. I'm sorry, but the kids are the ones that are going to make the questions.
Of course.
Okay, they are the ones. They are ready. So you're with us. And before, I want to tell you that we're working on a website that is called Eurotimes. And it's a website that later we will share with the whole Euro family. So we're gonna post this interview there. I will send you the link later.
Okay, thank you. So I guess I'm going to be part of that website at some point.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here. And well, guys, go ahead.
So the first question is, in what moment did you realize you wanted to follow the path of education?
Well, years ago, I studied communications, and then I did a master's degree in business. And first, I started my career in industry. However, later I got married and I had children, and I realized that education was something that really I enjoyed, and I felt it was my calling, but I had never experimented it. And I got the opportunity. A school looked for me, interviewed me, and gave me an opportunity as a teacher to take a job as a teacher. And as being a teacher, I didn't have a degree in education, so I studied a master's in education to be more prepared to be a better teacher. So I worked at that other school like for 11 years or something like that. And I was invited to become part of the Euro. The original people who are partners at the Syndica Education, they looked for me, they invited me as a partner in the school and as a head of school. So that's how the Euro started in 2003. And I love what I do. I enjoy it a lot. However, now I feel like I'm so far away from the students because now I have to will work more with the teachers and with the staff than with you all. But and that's the thing I miss the most, because that's really what I enjoyed about being in education, being with the students.
I was going to ask you that the contact with students, do you miss it? I mean, because
Totally.
I remember when I started knowing about the school and I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to be a teacher. I remember this ice bucket challenge. Do you remember that?
Of
Eh,
course.
and it's the first thing, and it's the first image that I have of you because I was watching this Facebook. I was working in other school, and I remember you doing the challenge and being with the kids, and I was like, how cool. So well, I know that you miss this part of being in touch with the kids.
Totally. I miss it a lot. And in regular normal times I try to go to Eurovalle 2 days a week and go around, but I don't get to see everybody because obviously you're all in classes. So if I hit a break or a lunch, I can see some of you. But if not, sometimes, I see the little ones or the older ones, depending on the time of the day that I'm able to be there. But I miss it a lot.
Well, thank you, Miss. We'll go with is Marianita, right? The second one.
My question is how can you describe yourself as a kid?
Um, I was very playful. I loved the outdoors. I loved sports. I loved climbing trees. I loved being with a lot of friends. I enjoyed time with friends a lot, always. I was very responsible at school. I did all my work, that type of a person too, but very sporty and very outside. I was rather shy when I was little. I was rather shy. I don't seem so shy now, but I was rather shy. But when you grow up, you sort of get more comfortable with yourself and more confident, like you all now. Maybe when you were younger, maybe you were less confident, and now you're more confident, like you're doing the interview now.
Yeah.
But I was very playful, and I enjoyed being outdoors.
Excellent. Fer González.
When you were a kid, did you ever think you would be the founder of such a big school?
Never in my life. Not even when I was in college, not even when I started working as a teacher. Never did I think that I would become a founder or a partner in a school. And never in my whole life would I have thought of Syndica and a group of 6 schools. Never. But you know what it is? It's that when things start going, you dare to take a risk, and you dare to take a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one, because you become more confident and you see things are flowing. So this is a lesson for all of you. Go with your dreams and trust yourself and dare to dream big, because me, in a moment, then it became a dream. First, I didn't even dream it. When I was offered the opportunity, well, then you start dreaming more and more, and you want to make it better and make it the best school and make it grow, etc. And then more schools come in more and more, and you're suddenly in the middle of it, and what you had begun dreaming now was like a reality, and it's huge. And never stop. You go for what you dream and take a risk. You need to take a risk. You need to be daring.
Of course. Thank you. Fede, your first question.
So my first question is, what is the most important thing that you have to do or organize in the Syndica Corporation?
Well, at Syndica Corporation, we're 2 CEOs. I'm the academic CEO, and there's a CEO that's the administration part of. He's the administrator. Let's see. So my part is academics. I have meetings like constantly with the heads of school of the 6 schools. I have meetings I go into administrative meetings with the administration of each of the schools. And I go into meetings with the learning design team, the curriculum team, to see like, what else can we do to make it better? Where can we still improve? Because you never want to stop improving. You always want to be better. And that's something you have to think of also always. Never stop. Never say, okay, I've reached the limit. There's no limit. There's no limit. You can always get further. And that's what we have to think of, always looking for something new to add, something better. Like if you go back to before the COVID, well, you never thought we would be online, taking our classes online. And without all the technological things that you've learned now, Zoom, Nearpod, a million things, right? All these tools that you have now. Well, we didn't even know many of those tools. And now we're like super technological. When would we have had a meeting like this, an interview like this? And we could have done that years ago.
Yeah.
We never even thought of it. So in that sense, the pandemic has been good. We've learned so much.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Next question, please. Is Jimena.
My question is, what has been your biggest challenge during this pandemic?
I think the biggest challenge is to keep the teachers, like give them all the resources they need, help them the most you can, because imagine when all of a sudden you've been a teacher maybe 10 years or however long, and suddenly everything you learned and you did in class has to change from one day to the next. We were on Friday in school, And on Monday, school had to be very different.
Yeah.
That's scary for teachers too. And it's scary for principals and for all of us because we have a commitment. We have to help you learn. We have to help you grow and develop and be prepared for the future. And we can't just say, well, we have COVID, we just don't move on. We just stay where we are. We can't do that because time is passing and we have to keep moving forward. We can't just stop in midair. So that was the biggest challenge, to keep teachers comfortable, give them the resources they need, make them feel, okay, you need help, come to us, we can help you. And then with all of that, be sure that you were getting everything you needed in the best way. And that we were really trying to deliver or help you learn in the best way, because it was like a pilot program for us and for you too. You had to learn different, and we had to learn to teach and help you learn different. So that's been a humongous challenge.
Yes, it has been. As a teacher, I can tell you my experience. It's a big challenge, but I feel very supported, as just what you're saying, by our supervisors, the principals, everyone. And I feel very glad that our kids were prepared in the technological area, because I always said I do the same like I used to do in the classroom, but in front of a screen. Of course, I miss my kids and being there and the craziness, that being in the classroom, that's the what we miss the most. But I do the same. I mean, I have kept the same content of my program of the social classes, social studies, and I feel that the kids are learning, and we feel so proud of being part of it. You're
You know what is another thing that is important? The empathy. When you're in a class with a teacher or you live in a school with people around you, you have the empathy, you have the
Mhm.
feeling of closeness, of a community, and you want to keep having everybody feel the community of a school, even if you're not really inside the building. And the community is still there. But how can you pass that on if you don't feel you're together? Well, with all these things, and with, really the teachers wanting, being so empathetic and wanting to feel, here I am, look for me, what do you need, I'm here for you always. And what the teacher does with you, that's our job to do with the teachers,
Yes,
to make them feel, here I am, what do you need, how can I help you?
yes, super true. Thank you, Miss. Okay, we go with I am lost in the document, guys. Can you help me? It's Mila. Mila, right?
So my question is, what is the most significant thing you have experienced since the beginning of the euro?
Wow. That's a great question. But there's like a million things. You know what? In the beginning, just having the opportunity of opening a school and deciding how it was going to be, that was like super special, because you could go and decide anything you wanted because you're inventing or creating something new. When you create something new, you have the liberty of doing it your way, how you imagine. But then again, you want to make sure it's the best for the people involved in the school community. And you want to make sure that the students that go through this school are super well prepared when they leave, that they're independent, that they feel they have all the tools to need, they would need to be successful in the future. And so it's a huge responsibility, but then again, having that opportunity to make it the way you want is unbelievable. That's like a gift, because not everybody has the opportunity to do things like that. Teachers do too. Teachers have the opportunity of teaching a class how they want to teach it, and they can be creative as they want to. They have to follow a curriculum and make sure that they cover a certain content and certain skills so that you move along. But anyway, they can do it in any way they want to.
Yes.
So actually, being in education gives you that liberty. And a lot of other careers do too. There's always a part where you can be yourself and you can put in a part of yourself into that, which is a fun thing.
Thank you. Fer Rodriguez.
My question is that if you have an anecdote that you would like to share with us that is school related.
Wow.
You should have many.
A million anecdotes. I would have to think right now. Oh, I remember something that has always made me laugh. There was a daughter of one of the teachers that said, Mamá, ¿verdad que Miss Dorothy es la suprema poder del colegio? I feel like a superhero. I was ready to fly out of the school. And I have a lot of things like that where kids, memories of children or of teachers that make comments that make you feel good, that make you feel, wow, we are doing something well. We are doing something correct. And that's, you want to touch the person and want to make a difference. And that's the important part. You want to make a difference, and it's our job to make a difference and to make an impact, right?
Of course. I want to ask you something. What makes you unique?
I don't know. I just, I am what I am. I am the person that I am. If you see me smiling, it's because I'm happy. If you see me however I am, it's being you. And I don't know what it is. I care a lot about people, and I care about people being well, and I care about people moving on and having a successful life in the future, or having a life that they want to have, that they make for themselves. And for me, people are very important. I'm a people person. I'm very much people person, and I worry about those people around me, and I care for them, and I want to always give my best for all of those people.
You
around
believe
me.
in them. You believe in people.
Yes,
You trust
totally.
them.
Yes.
I can tell. Totally.
I believe that people can be what they want to be, and they can reach their goals. And that's what I always say. That's why I said initially, take a risk. I took a risk, and I'm so happy I took it. And I changed dramatically from, in my career, I started in industry and I ended in education, and I was not unhappy in industry, but this is my life and I love it.
Yes, I remember when I was in the library that that before I was a teacher in another school, and then in Euro I started as a librarian, and I went with you to ask you about the masters, and you were like, of course do it, and I was like, wow, this is what I needed. Thank
because
you.
we shouldn't stop. If we can reach something, or at least fight for it until you get there, and try it. And maybe when you try it, you go, oh, that wasn't really what I wanted. That's okay, but you tried it.
That's right.
You didn't just give up. That's
Yeah.
what you shouldn't do.
Thank you, Miss Mariel. We go with you.
So, what is one thing you miss and one thing you don't miss about the school?
I don't know what I wouldn't miss, but what I miss is being with all of you. I mean, that's the part I enjoy. I want to be with the people, with the students. I love that part. And what I don't miss is when something goes wrong, but I will try my hardest to fix it. That's what I will do. I will never give up. I'll try my hardest to fix it. But yes, sometimes things don't go well. Sometimes, we fail in some sense. We do something wrong. But then again, okay, we learn from the mistake and we move on. Okay. So I try to be always positive, very positive. And I think that attitude helps you move on and do things well and take a risk. And if you make a mistake, well, correct it and move on.
Of course, we'll learn from mistakes.
Exactly.
Thank you. Adri, you go next.
We know that you have had several awards and recognitions, Which of all of them has had a major significance for you and why?
Well, the awards are really not for me. For example, I received Maestra del Año from the SEP, Secretaría de Educación Pública. But it's not because of me. It's because of all the people around me that work really hard and do their job really well. And you know, I can trust them. I know that they're going to do the best they can. So in a way that makes me shine because the school does well. But I don't shine. It's everybody that shines. We shine together, all of us, because when you work like in a school or in a whatever business, it's the whole group of people together. It's not yourself. It's everybody. And it's the students, because when the students move on, people come and tell me, you know, from the Tecnológico, from the UDEM, wow, the Oro has amazing students. Congratulations, you really prepared them well. That's not me. It's all of us together and all of you as well, because you're working hard to move on, to learn more, to make a future for yourselves. And that's what it is. It's not for me. I might shine because it's through all of you, really, and through the teachers and the people that work with us in administration, in accounting, and everything. The cleaning lady that has the classroom clean, the cafeteria, everything, because the whole thing is a whole. If you put all the parts together, it's a whole, and we shine because of the whole thing together.
Yes, we're a family.
We're the Euro family.
Of course. Mariana.
We know there are a lot of really nice and cool teachers, but my question is, what is the quality that you look for in a teacher to be able to work in the school?
Okay. Well, I have to, she has to have a degree in education, either a bachelor's or a master's. And I look for the person, the human part, because you can be an amazing teacher with a lot of knowledge, but maybe you don't have empathy with children, with students. And I look for people that have the knowledge, but have the heart to be a teacher, to work with all of you. Because when it comes from the heart, then I as a teacher, I worry that I do it well, that I'm getting through to each student, that I am helping each student, and that I help him move on.
Very good. Thank you. We go with Fer Gonzalez.
What is an advice that you would give to younger people?
Like I said before, dream big, take risks, go and work for it. Don't give up. We can all do many things that we now might believe we can't do, but we do. And if you look back even at your age of things that you now can do, younger, you would have thought, I'm never going to be able to do that. And you can. And you can now. So we surprise each other every day with things that we can do and goals that we can reach. So fight for your dream and fight for your goal and don't give up. But you have to put in energy, work hard, and there's things that you have to do to be able to reach those goals. You can't just sit in your chair and think they're going to call and come from the sky, fall on you. You have to work for them. But if you really want something, the work isn't work. It's, for me, the school isn't work. I love what I do. I enjoy it. And when you have something that you really enjoy, even if you put hours of work into it, later the satisfaction that it brings you is so big that you feel incredibly well.
Excellent. Thank you. Fede?
Okay. My second question would be, how is your home life?
My home life, okay. I have a husband. I've been married 41 years very happily.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been married for a long time. And I have two sons. One is about to marry. We just had a dinner with his girlfriend's family, and we pedimos su mano.
yeah, man.
That was on last Friday. And well, I live here with my husband and one son, the one that's marrying. The other one lives in Mexico City. He lived in England, in London for 14 years, but now he lives in Mexico City. One is a doctor, the one that's marrying. The other one is an actor, director, producer. He works in theater. And well, we have a nice family life. We enjoy it. I have sisters, two sisters that live here, but most of my family lives in Germany. But I was born in Mexico already. I have an older brother who was born in Germany, and he lives in Germany, married with his family. But me and my two sisters, we live here in Monterrey.
Are you
And
always
my
active?
parents passed away. Sorry?
I'm sorry, continue, continue.
No, it's fine. Go
I
ahead.
had the idea that you were born in Germany, so you were
No.
born in Mexico.
I'm the first Mexican in my
In
family.
the family, good. Well, that's very nice.
I
And
look very Mexican.
of course, super, super Mexican. And how do you mix this culture about being a German Mexican or Mexican German in your family?
Well, I was born in Mexico. I grew up in Mexico. My parents we always spoke German at home. That was like normal, our normal language at home. Maybe, I don't know if it's like that for Mila, at least with maybe her father, I don't know. But for me, it was natural, normal. And we would, my grandparents would come and the family and aunts and uncles and cousins, and I would just switch into German. And we would go there and visit the family over there. And here, my surrounding was in Mexico in Spanish. It was like normal. I feel Mexican, but I have a lot of customs and traditions that are German. Many that I follow like my German family does. Like my Christmas tree, it doesn't have lights. It has candles, real candles. And we light the candles. There's like 20 to 25 candles on the tree, and we light each candle, and it looks beautiful.
How cool.
And the environment is like very warm because it's like, you turn off the lights so you see the Christmas tree with candles.
With real candles.
Yes, but it has to be a real pine tree.
Uh-huh.
It can't be an artificial tree because it would burn, but
Yeah. How nice. Very cool.
And that, for example, is a very German tradition.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Thank you. And we go with Jimena.
What is one of the funniest things about your job?
The funniest. Well, obviously, teachers tell me about funny things that happen with students, adventures they have, or students sometimes, I'm in the middle of something and some student comes up with something hilarious. I can't tell you the funniest because there's been so many. I mean, it's like if I ask you what's the funniest, you might tell me, I don't know, a million things that have happened with your family, with friends, with your whatever it is, because there's always something funny going on in life that makes you enjoy life. And I think it's finding those moments where you don't have to look for them a lot. Hopefully they're around you all the time. Moments that you enjoy and that you have fun with.
Thank you. Mila, one more question because it's almost 1 p.m. and they have classes. If not, we can stay here forever. Mila?
My question is, how did the idea of opening a school start?
One of the partners, two of the partners, they said, I think it would be, there's, a need for more bilingual schools here in Monterrey. And they did a market survey, etc. And well, it came out that there was a need for more schools, for more bilingual schools. So another partner had that piece of land where we have Eurovalle, and it was like an old factory that was abandoned. So they started playing with the idea of, redoing it as a school, etc., and making a new building out of it. And in that time also, they had a talk with me and invited me into the project. And then the four of us started working on the, architecture, on the design, on the curriculum, on all that makes up a school, ¿verdad? And then doing the marketing to attract students and have meetings with parents, etc. And believe it or not, the first day of school, we had 536 students was the first day of school when we opened Eurovalle in 2003.
Wow.
I think we, broke records because usually you start with a small like preschool with 10 students and then you grow it. That's the normal.
Mm-hmm.
And we started with 536 students from pre-nursery through third grade. Parents wanted us to open fourth, fifth, sixth, everything, and we said no. But then the second year we opened fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh grade. And we opened school with 800 students the second year.
Wow.
So we grew like super quickly. What we were offering was attractive to parents.
Of course.
So
Are there any
we
plans,
were very lucky.
yeah, are there any plans to go overseas to build a school in another country?
Oh, for us?
For you as Syndica to have a school in another country. Have you ever?
Yes, people have approached us, but we haven't made that decision as to go overseas yet.
Will be very nice.
Yes,
I'm sure
sure
that
it will.
Yeah, of course it will happen. Someone else, just one more question. Last question. Fede, do you want to go?
Yes, I do. So this is more like not the work questions, more personal to you. Do you like coffee? And if so, how often do you drink it?
Okay, yes, I do like coffee, and I love my morning coffee. In the morning, my first meetings are usually at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I start my meeting with my coffee right here beside me. I even have that little thing to keep the cup warm so that it's warm. And I usually drink like 2 coffees in the morning.
Very good.
2 cups. Oh.
Me too. Me too. I can, especially in this time.
Yeah.
Well,
It makes my morning start already very positive and friendly.
of course. You too, Fair. Coffee lovers here.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's something else that you want to say, Miss, or you want to share, or you guys, last thoughts.
I want to thank you all because, it's great that you invited me. Thank you. I know it started with Adriana, and I love sharing some time with you. I wish these moments were more often, not interviews, but just spending time with you. It's lots of fun hearing you and chatting with you, and maybe the interview should now come from me to you. We should do that another time. Melly.
Anytime is we're here. Tuesday at 12:30 is the only time that I can meet the guys for real because Thursday I have to divide socials and journalisms in the breakout rooms. So this is our time. Anytime, come and join.
Well, we'll talk. You and I will talk, and maybe then I'm gonna make the questions.
That will be great. I will love it anytime, and we're so happy. Thank you again.
I'm delighted.
Thank you. We are too.
Thank you so much for the time, and thank you for sharing, all of you. And it's great to see you all.
We are so big.
I know. I see them.
They are so big. Miss,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We wish you well, of course. We wish you a Merry Christmas with you and your family. We're so happy to know that you're fine, that you're doing great, and that you keep moving and that you motivate us a lot to continue. Thank you for all your support. Thank you, everyone. And well, it's a deal. We're gonna be waiting here for you next time just to have a talk. No,
Okay, we'll
just
wait for
share.
January for next semester after
Excellent.
Christmas.
Oh,
Virtual hug for all of you. Have a wonderful Christmas and do well on your exams.
yes. Thank you, me.
Take care.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Big hugs. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye, guys. Thank you.